I'll get the coat.
Where are you going today, Ryan?
Today I'm going to Canvey Island. Normally I'm feeling quite nervous about a cycle, but today I'm actually feeling quite smug given that queues to get petrol are about 8 hours long at the moment. Obviously I always try and find interesting facts about a place before I cycle there, and Canvey Island is an island so weird it's actually below sea level. Genuinely not 100% sure how that actually works. And in terms of interesting facts, this is the slimmest pickings yet. The Canvey Island website actually starts off with a lie about it having a deep and rich and interesting history. It bangs on about a bridge that was built at the turn of the last century. It goes off a cliff when it starts talking about a bus route that opened in 1919. And I'm not making this up. That literally is as interesting as it gets. I mean, it may well be that they discovered the missing link or a UFO landing, but I wouldn't know because I stopped reading it when it got to the bus route. Today it's by far and away the longest ride. It's about 60 miles, 90 kilometres, 92 kilometres. It will be about 5 hours of riding time. I'll be going up a hill called Paynes Hill, which is rather appropriate. Frankly, they should all be called Paynes Hill. And yeah, I better crack on because, you know, time's running out. So, oh, I don't have my helmet. So it's time to go. Hopefully I won't fall off my bike this time. I did actually practice this week. Fell off my bike about 3 or 4 times. It's like being a 5-year-old boy again. So let's get on with the ride. Well, this isn't how I thought the trip would go. In a car, having had a number of chain problems. How long did it take to sort the chain out, Dad?
Half an hour.
Half an hour, yeah, not a lot of fun. But I'm not going to drive all the way there because that isn't really the point of the challenge.
Cheating.
It is definitely cheating, but I am getting there a little bit quicker, so I can get a ferry to go to Concord. So let's crack on with the trip. So this has not exactly been the most successful trip of the series so far. I've had to contend with a jammed chain. That's where the chain actually went past the ends of the cassette and got wedged between the spokes and the cassette. It took me about an hour and a half to fix. I needed to get my dad out to help. So I was already running late. I bust a gut to get a ferry across from Gravesend, where I am now, across the Thames over to Tilbury, which is just over there. But as you might imagine, the ferry is not running today. In fact, it's not running for the rest of the week. I put out an SOS on Twitter and my friends at Concord Rangers came up with a great suggestion. Apparently, it's possible to cross the Dartford crossing, tunnel or bridge, on a bike. So it's about 35 minutes away, so I'm going to go and have a cycle over there and see what the crack is.
A few moments later.
So due to the Gravesend-Tilbury ferry being down, I've had to cycle across to the Dartford crossing. Now obviously you can't cross the Dartford crossing or bridge on a bike, but amazingly there's a service where one of these vehicles here will come and take you and your bike across the crossing. There's one at the other side in Essex to take you across the bridge. This one's going to take me through the tunnel. And even more incredibly, I don't have to pay. This is just a free service. So I'm actually really amazed. Still running late, still quite a stressful day, but at least I'm on my way.
Fairlink is coming up on the left hand side. Headlight shining, driving rain on the window frame. Little young lady started stitching a ride. And it's a 2, 4, 6, 8, and never too late. Me and my radio trucking on through the night. 3, 5, 7.
Thank you.
Lovely, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, you made it.
Yeah, against all odds, I made it here. I left the house 7 hours ago. I've done about 50 kilometres of cycling. I've had busted chains, no ferries running. I've had 2 people that had to give me lifts through part of it, but I made it. I made it in the end somehow. Well, Concord are playing Chippenham. Both teams have actually got off to a good start. Concord have got to an amazing start. They're 3rd in the league, which is crazy for a club of this size, but they're doing really, really well. They're up against Chippenham, who I think are just outside the playoffs in 8th or 9th. Chippenham they've not been involved in many games, so they're keeping things quite tight. So it could be a fairly cagey game.
So, who are you looking forward to seeing from Concord Rangers, one?
Well, one player I was really looking forward to seeing was Miles Roberts. He's the goalkeeper. He's on loan from Watford. He's had a really great start to the season. Pulled off some incredible saves. I'm also looking forward to seeing Danny Green, and as well as Danny Green, I'm also looking forward to seeing Danny Green. Not a mistake.
What do you mean?
There are 2 players called Danny Green on the squad list today.
Who should we look out for striking wise for Concord Rangers? Who's been setting the league alight?
Well, they've got a bunch of players who've scored 2 goals this season, but I'm going to pick out Lamar Reynolds. Pacey, very, very good technical ability. He's scored twice. He's also set up a couple of goals, so he's definitely a bit of a danger man. He's been playing really well this season. But they haven't got like a one player that you'd look for 20, 25, 30 goals this season. But I think it's a real squad effort. So I'm really looking forward to today. Let's get on with the game. First of all, I need a burger.
Is Ron replenishing his energy after that long punishing bike ride?
I don't know why I'm still so fat.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
What's that?
I've been trying to think of random questions. So what's the furthest that Concord Rangers have ever been in a cup?
The furthest they've ever got in the FA Cup is the first round, 2015. They got knocked out by Mansfield. If you think that I had to prepare for that, you're absolutely wrong. I actually knew that off the top of my head. Well, a year ago, a couple of years ago, they made the final of the FA Trophy where they lost to Harrogate, and Chris Haig was man of the match, the former Concord Rangers goalkeeper who's now at Ebbsfleet.
You're an
there you
absolute
go.
nerd.
I know, I have no life.
Shockingly nerdish. What's their nickname actually? I don't know that.
They're called the Beach Boys.
Any particular reason why?
Well, we're quite near the beach, so I think it's that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Actually, one thing, so I normally try and sort of tie some music in to the music video. So, obviously, he's gone to the Beach Boys. I thought, well, why not have a look at some Beach Boys music? And I listened to quite a bit on YouTube, and you know what? It's all absolute gash.
What is the capacity of the stadium?
Very wooden question there, Josh. So it's about 3,000, just over 3,000. It's about 500 seats. As you can see, we're not exactly at full capacity today. Average gate this season before today was about 340.
Cool. And the name of the stadium? For 10 bonus points.
The name of the stadium is the Aspect Arena. It is a sponsorship name. I do not know what it's called, sans sponsorship name, but it's the Aspect Arena.
Okay, cool. And do they have a 3G pitch?
No, it's grass.
Oh, okay.
and sand. And now I wanna be your dog. And now I wanna be your dog. And now I wanna be your dog. Well, come on. Woo.
Yeah, so it finished 3-0 to Chippenham Town. Actually, Chippenham Town probably shaded the first half, but second half, I mean, it was all Concord. They had attack after attack that came close a number of times. They hit the post when they definitely should have scored. I'm looking forward to seeing that one back. Chippenham broke down and got a second goal, and from then on, the game just sort of fizzled out. There wasn't enough time for Concord Rangers to come back into it. There was a penalty. Couldn't see whether or not it was a penalty. I assume it was because it was given, and it finished 3-0. So ultimately, possibly flattered Chippenham slightly, but they did shade the first half.
Okay, so what will you change in Football Manager after seeing today's game?
Well, not lots. I think it's important not to make too many changes on the basis of one game. Miles Roberts, the goalkeeper on loan from Watford, what really impressed me today was for a young kid, he's 18 or 19, his communication is really, really good. He really organises that defence. So I'll be upping some of his attributes there. Lamar Reynolds, despite his miss, I might look at his composure stat there, maybe see if that needs decreasing, but he was a threat throughout, so I'll be looking at his flair and technique and agility, which describes how he runs with the ball as well as balance. He was really, really good. So those two will get a little bit of a look. And number 17 for Chippenham Town, I do need to go back and find out exactly who that is. Ross Stern. It was Ross Stern. But he was easily the best player for Chippenham. It was a real threat down the left-hand side, so I'll be looking at his attributes and making sure that they're kind of sort of representative of what I saw today.
And once more, for anybody who doesn't know, why are you doing these cycle routes?
Well, good question, Josh. I am doing this all for Prostate Cancer UK. So I'm cycling to all 21 games, get out of my boobs. So I'm cycling to all 21 grounds in the National League South. The closest is Dorking, take me about an hour and a half. The longest is Bath, that'll take me about 10 and a half, 11 hours of cycling. So it's a real varied mix, and I'll be visiting each ground in the league. So I'm really looking forward to it. So it's all for a really good cause. In the course of 90 minutes, so in the course of the game that we've seen today, 2 people have died from prostate cancer. So the money that we raise that goes to prostate cancer goes towards researching prostate cancer, which can really help prevent death. So please do donate. It's a really good cause. We're 5 games in, we're at 39% of the total already, so please do donate generously, and as I say, it's a really great cause.
So where next for the cycling researcher?
Well, next I'm off to Hungerford Town. It's about 131 kilometres away, which is about 1,000 miles. Might as well be on the moon, especially after what happened today. There's no ferries to contend with, but I'm sure my bike will turn into a melon or something. But I'm really looking forward to it. Hungerford Town is a team that I've got a little soft spot for, so I'm really looking forward to going to the Bullpit Lane, and I've got some really exciting things lined up for the video.
Just in the most appropriate bit of advertising.
Thanks, Leslie Cycles. I could have done with you halfway through the route. Where were you when I needed you? Prick.